was in the winter of 1891 when I was physical instructor at Springfield College in Massachusetts. We had a real New England blizzard. For days the students couldn't go outdoors, so they began roughhousing in the halls. The boys began tackling, kicking and punching in the clinches.
Look, this is for you. Rule number 5. No shouldering, holding, pushing, tripping, or striking.
Yeah, we were watching you play over here.
Way to tell him. I love it.
Something had to be done. One day I had an idea. I called the boys to the gym, divided them up into teams of 9, and gave them an old soccer ball. I showed them 2 peach baskets I'd nailed up at each end of the gym, and I told them the idea was to throw the ball into the opposing team's peach basket. I blew a whistle, and the first game of basketball began.
That's all you do. That's all you do is hold people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you just jump. Oh, yeah, both of y'all. Yes, y'all. Go back to SeaWorld. 1700.
Include white, black, Hispanic, Asian, everybody into this beautiful game.
Story should be told is something that's very exciting to me.
Basketball has had an impact on society, in fact, sports in general.
It's an amazing story to hear of this Canadian man who invented this incredible sport for the world.
Master planner, strategist.
It is a natural, the game of basketball, to cross gender boundaries.
It's staggering, to be honest. It's just something that Dr. Naismith could never comprehend what was going to happen in the next 50 to 100 years.
Sports has always been a place that transcends color, occupation, political philosophies. So for sure, so it doesn't surprise me that the guy that created basketball was that type of guy.
I just remember him as a kind gentleman, and just he's the one who started the game that I love.
My dad had just brought me to the campus and said, well, you're a man now, you're going to college, get out. I said, aren't you going to take me to the registrar's office? No.
1933, my grandfather's 72 years old. He's sitting in his chair first day of classes.
And he asked me, was there anything he could do to help me? And I said, yes, I'm looking for Dr. Naismith. I want to be a physical education major, and I've been told he's my advisor. He said, who told you that? And I said, my dad. And he said, come on in. Dad's always right.
In 1978, John McClendon followed his teacher into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Basketball was being played all over the country. And in 1936, I saw it played for the first time at the Olympic Games.
When they won the Canadian Championships in Windsor, there was a few problems as far as money was concerned, because at that time the Canadian government did not fund their Olympians.
Jim Stewart's father, Jim Sr., was a member of the V8s.
So the players on the team were going to have to find the financial means to get to Germany.
Behind the legendary cigar and calculated gruffness lay one of the greatest tactical minds in the history of sports.
I grew up in the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn, and basketball was the sport.
To this day, some of the old-timers like Hubie Brown calls the game that came out of the Jewish settlement houses Jew ball.
Ozzie Scheckman, everybody knows him. He scored the first basket for the NBA.
Watching a great basketball player is like watching a great jazz artist.
So I just take it back like this.
The style that the Globetrotters had became kind of like a style that started to pervade into the NBA game.
The things that I did, so was the dribbling, the ball handling, the different types of shots and all, that was a part that I played.
Enter Abe Saperstein, a white Jewish immigrant from Chicago's North Side. With an entrepreneurial spirit and a love of sports, Saperstein saw a business opportunity.
Well, I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and my grandparents would take me to see him. And we had very few opportunities to see African-American, athletes.
In 1951, Berlin was still totally destroyed. Rebuilding hadn't started. So there were ruins all over the place.
The U.S. State Department asked Abe Saperstein to bring his ambassadors of goodwill to Berlin Stadium.
When somebody like the Globetrotters showed up in Germany, and especially in Berlin, this was a tremendous symbolic event. and it also provided relief.
That kind of ambassadorship helped the image of the United States of America.
And the whole thing started with a couple of peach baskets I put up in a little gym. I guess it just goes to show what you can do if you have to.
Indeed it does.
So, Cozart, director of Fast Break, see you.